Well, this week on Lake St. Clair, we've had a little bit of a cold front come through, but it wasn't too severe. We didn't get the strong storms, and the cold front wasn't strong, so it shouldn't affect the bite too much, although it'll probably move the fish around a little bit. Water quality shouldn't be an issue. We had some high winds, but not the heavy runoff from any storms, so water quality this weekend should be excellent. Look for that minnow bite too to continue. In fact, that bite will probably continue to get stronger and stronger as we get into September. So keep keying on that, but never forget to always check that bottom bite too. Check for the tube on the bottom and a drop shot, and it'll give you an advantage there. If you're fishing in the St. Clair River this weekend, you still may want to target some of these small structure spots that are high in the water column. We're talking seawalls, riprap, shallow flats, inside weed edges. It seems like the larger number of fish are in 25 or 20 feet or so and shallower. We're getting better numbers and size in that range. There are some deep fish out there, but the schools are small and they take some very tight boat control techniques to get those fish. And still, even if you do get them, you may not be able to get 5 of the type of fish that you're looking for, 5 big fish. Now we're going to have a little bit of a north wind over the next couple days, and that'll tend to speed the current in the St. Clair River up just a bit. And what that will do is it will actually tighten these schools to these structure spots. So they won't be so spread out, they'll be very tight to structure, make them very good targets for pitching tubes up against seawalls, good targets for throwing spinner baits across these flats. Definitely going to improve the target casting in the St. Clair River. So whether you're fishing the St. Clair River or Lake St. Clair this weekend, the bite has been a little bit off. Keep in mind that sometimes it's best not to leave fish to go find other fish. You've got fish going, keep working them. You may want to try speed loading techniques. Definitely throw the drop shot and see if you can get that minnow bite going. So this weekend on Lake St. Clair, we have one of the biggest tournaments of the year. So that means there's going to be heavy fishing pressure. It's not just from the competitors. A lot of people like to come out and see the anglers fishing too, and so you'll see a lot of other boats on the water. Plus there's some big tournaments coming up as well. So there will be other people from out of state pre-fishing. That all adds up to heavy fishing pressure. There's some things you can do to work around that. One thing for sure is some of the big tournaments, even though they launch at first light, they have to get large groups of people organized, so they don't get out sometimes till 7 o'clock or sometimes 7:30, and sometimes they have more than one flight of boats going out. So one thing you can do is you can get out earlier. You can get out at first light, which is right now around 6:15, certainly 6:30 for sure, and you can get to the spot first. That should help. Of course, if you're a Mark Map customer, you'll know that some of these spots are afternoon spots. So certainly you can let everybody fish it all morning long, and then what you can do when they all leave, you can come back in the afternoon and fish the spot and have it mostly to yourself. If you find yourself fishing in a crowd, there's some things you can do. One thing is you can use a bait that nobody else is using. Certainly you can see everybody around because they're right there with you. So you can use a bait that they're not using. That can be an advantage. Also, you can stand off from the crowd and fish around the perimeter. What will happen over time is the fishing pressure from the crowd will drive the bass away from that area, and you'll be able to pick them off by fishing outside of the crowd. One thing I'd like to encourage is for you not to give up on a spot, even though other anglers have been fishing it. One thing for sure is your fishing style is your own, and somehow the fish know that. You can come in with your style and your baits and catch fish that the other anglers have not caught. One thing for sure is smallmouth are schooling fish. So it's likely that the schools that were there earlier in the day will be replaced by other schools coming by later in the day, and you can have success. One characteristic of Lake St. Clair is it's a very busy place, and the fish are very accustomed to boat traffic. Use boat traffic to your advantage. Things have been a little bit quiet this week, so boat traffic will actually stir up some of these fish and activate them to bite. You can fish in lanes that are coming out from canals where boats are coming out. You can fish on the edges, pick up fish that way. But certainly if there's a lot of fishing activity in an area, it may actually stimulate the bite. So no matter what happens this weekend, have a great time on Lake St. Clair.